We're going to continue our Select series this morning with Daryl Snyder, our manager of our distribution center, and we're going to take a brief tour and walk through what happens to a straw semen here at Select Sires. Daryl, just how big is this facility?
Brian, this is a 24,000 square foot building. What you're looking at here is a rough storage of about 13 million straws, and we ship out of here annually about 20 million straws a year.
How many countries are we shipping to right now?
Annually, we ship out to about 100 countries.
Do you know how much liquid nitrogen we use on a daily or weekly basis?
We have 3 6,000 gallon silos outside this facility that we go through about 13,000 gallons a week, or 676,000 gallons a year. As you look around, you'll see at your feet here, there's actually a trough that runs through this facility. We actually run from our silos, we run a vacuum jacketed line through the whole facility with spigots about every 25 feet or so, are hooked to 40-foot hoses that these employees in here can fill each tank with liquid nitrogen at the ready at any time.
I'm looking at shippers out in the other bay. How many shippers do we have our hands on?
So our domestic crew has about 500, we call loaner tanks or shipper tanks that we can use on a daily basis. And then our export crew has about 1,000 loaners that they have at their ready. We ship out about 500 shipments a month in about 1,000 tanks a month.
I'm looking at the caged in room back here on the back. What's that?
Sure, that's our EU storage, Brian. So any bull that is actually brought into Select Sires qualified for Europe has to be collected in an EU facility, has to be frozen. The straws actually have to be frozen in an EU lab. And then once it comes up to us, we actually have to house it in an EU facility. So our chain link area is approved by the federal vets that we can house our EU semen back there.
One of the main questions I think we all ask when we come in here, how much has this improved our efficiency?
There's two main efficiencies that we've really jumped on. One is, like I told you, the nitrogen. With the vacuum jacketed lines that we run, the usage is so far down now, which obviously saves in dollars. But the other thing that we see in efficiencies is our staff, our labor. Before we moved here back in April of 2022, we were in 4 different facilities on both sides of the road down at headquarters. So, for instance, if you needed 100 straws on a particular bull, you might get 50 straws out of one side of the facility, load up in a van, go to the other side of the road, get another 50 straws, and then ship out from there. You can see the inefficiencies there. Where here, all of our semen is under one roof, all of our employees are under one roof. And what we're seeing is we're getting a lot of cross-trained employees here. We have men and women that work here that are willing to help each other on a daily basis. We're actually down 3 employees, and we're probably not going to replace them because of the efficiencies that this building is actually providing for us.
We're standing in a big span. What was this building?
This actually was a horse farm about 3 years ago. This was a riding arena. Upstairs, they had a hay mow that we turned into a conference room. We filled the arena with concrete and put the tanks in here. And then the lean-to, which is 8,000 square foot, used to be the horse stalls that we now have all of our shipping, FedEx, UPS, XPO shipments going through the lean-to.
Daryl, this is an impressive facility. Do you know of other facilities around the world that would be of this scope and scale?
I really don't. Everything that I know of is a lot smaller scale. Like I told you earlier, there's about 300 storage tanks here. Most facilities are in the 5 to 20 tank series. So,
very impressive.